Congolese President Félix Tshisekedi opened the doors to a possible third term following a constitutional referendum and to a postponement of the presidential election scheduled for 2028 in the DRC. In power since 2019, Tshisekedi will reach the end of his second five-year term in 2028. The Congolese constitution sets the limit at 2 presidential terms. Here's a report.
Monsieur Tshisekedi Tshilombo Félix Antoine.
Congo President Félix Tshisekedi said on May 6, 2026, he would serve a third term if voters asked him to, and warned that persistent fighting in the country's east could make it impossible to hold the next presidential election on time in 2028.
I did not seek a third term, but I am telling you, if the people want me to have a third term, I will accept. For me, if there is to be any change, revision, or whatever needs to be done, it will never be without consulting the population, the Congolese people. That is to say, through a referendum.
Congo's constitution currently limits presidents to 2 terms. Tshisekedi said any change would require a constitutional revision approved by referendum. Tshisekedi's remarks represent his most direct engagement with the emerging debate over term limits, after months of increasingly vocal calls from members of the ruling Sacred Union coalition to amend the constitution and allow him to stay in power beyond 2028. Tshisekedi, the son of veteran opposition leader Etienne Tshisekedi, was re-elected in December 2023 for a second term. He first floated the idea of revising the constitution in late 2024, arguing that the current charter was largely drafted by foreign legal experts and required updating without explicitly addressing presidential term limits. Opposition leader Martin Fayulu, head of the Engagement for Citizenship and Development Party, speaks out against a possible third term for Central African nation's President Félix Tshisekedi. Fayulu says Tshisekedi is continuing the war in the east of the country in order to remain in power beyond 2028, which marks the end of the 2 terms provided for in the constitution.
Félix Tshisekedi wants to cling to power by defying the Congolese people, but we say to ourselves that he does not have the ability to defy the Congolese people, because in 2028, if there is no election, then in January 2029 he must go, and we will do everything as we did with Kabila. We prevented Kabila from serving a third term. We will also prevent him, Félix Tshisekedi, from having a third term.
The debate over a possible constitutional revision is unfolding against the backdrop of continued insecurity in the east, where the AFC M23 coalition, a rebel group backed by Rwanda, controls large swathes of territory, including the major cities of Goma and Bukavu. Rwanda has denied accusations by the United Nations and Western governments that it supports the insurgents. Fighting has continued despite mediation efforts by the United States and others.
If we can't bring this war to an end, unfortunately, we won't be able to hold the elections in 2028. But it won't be because they refuse to organize them. The resources are there. We can do it. We are certainly not going to hold them without North and South Kivu.
Congo experienced a prolonged political crisis under former President Joseph Kabila after he delayed elections beyond the end of his mandate in 2016, sparking deadly protests and international condemnation. Africa Bureau, WION World is One.